Kia ora, I'm Lauren. So today's 10-minute workout will be focusing on the hip area. We'll be doing the hips and the glutes. And this is a class that's good if you do a lot of walking, a lot of sitting, or you find that you have a weakness in your butt or in your hips. And so the format will be 10 rounds, so 10 exercises where we do 1 minute of each. I'll demonstrate for 20 seconds and then we'll do the activity together for 40 seconds. Okay, before we begin though, I want to just show you the pelvis position that you'll aim for as we move throughout the poses. So just come to a tabletop position and then you'll draw your pelvis forward, so tilt the pelvis into an anterior tilt, navel towards the ground. And then pull your pelvis back, so it's a posterior pelvic position, navel drawing in towards the spine. And just moving between these 2 points, so dropping the pelvis forward, navel towards the ground, and then pulling the navel away from the ground, tilting the pelvis back. And then you want to find a place in the middle, so where you're neither tilting the pelvis forwards nor tilting the pelvis back. So just see if you can find that place. And just remember how this feels. So when you come into a lot of these poses, we're wanting to work to the hip extensor muscles, the glute muscles, rather than going into the lower back. And so by coming into this position, you won't be doing a lot of arching in the lower back. Okay, so let's begin by standing. I'll just set the timer. We're starting off with single pulse squats. So you'll take your legs wide, hands just in front of you, and you'll squat down, pulse, and then come up. Okay, so it's a squat down, pulse for 1, and then push down through the legs, squeeze the buttock, and come up. So let's begin in 2, 1. So remembering to squeeze the buttock as you push back up. Halfway there. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, so curtsy lunge with a kick back. So step your right foot forward. We'll step back with the left, dip down, and then you'll kick your left leg out behind you. And again, finding that neutral pelvis position so you're not pushing into the lower back. Okay, so your hands may be on your hips. We'll begin in 3, 2, 1. And just watch that lower back as you kick the leg back, that you're not creating a big back bend. So it's a fairly small movement. We're halfway there. Now remembering to breathe as you do these exercises, so try not to hold your breath. And you're squeezing the buttock as you kick back. 3, 2, 1. Other side. So you'll take your left leg in front this time, right leg out behind. And again, so we do a little curtsy. And then you'll take your right leg back. Again, you're squeezing into the buttock, working into those hip extensor muscles, and then squat down again. Okay, we'll begin in 2, 1, and go. And take your time as you do it. Placing the foot down, make sure you feel balanced. Again, watch that you're not creating a big back bend as you kick the leg back. So you're really focusing on the back of the thigh and your butt. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, about that one. Okay, come down onto your forearms. We're going into the glutes. So just interlacing your fingers, forearms on the ground. We'll start with the right leg. So again, watch the pelvis position. You'll take your right leg up towards the ceiling, toes up towards the ceiling, and then lifting the thigh, toes up towards the ceiling, squeeze, and then hovering your knee above the ground. And begin. Again, as you lift up, watch that you're not dropping the pelvis forward, navel towards the ground. Staying with the back of the leg and the butt. Very stable through the torso. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, lower your knee down. You're welcome to pause in child's pose if you need to, and then we're going to switch to the left leg. So same position, so you're lifting your thigh up so it's about parallel to the ground. And then you lift your toes, lift your thighs, squeeze the buttock, and then lower your knee, hovering it above the ground. We'll begin in 1. Do note if the side feels any different from the other side. When you're very stable through the pelvis. You're halfway there. Three, 2, 1. Lower your knee down. Okay, come up to a tabletop position. Now we're going to again start with the right leg. You'll pull your thigh forward and then extend the leg behind you. And again, as the thigh comes forward, try not to round into the lower back. You're just pulling forward, so you're working into the hip flexor and then extending the leg out behind you. Again, watch the pelvis. Okay, begin. So as you do this, when you extend the leg, try not to dip the navel forward, tilt the pelvis forward. You're also working into the lateral side of the left hip to help stabilize so you're not popping too much out to the left. Three, 2, 1. Lower the knee down. Again, you can pause in child's pose if you need to. We're just holding here. We're going to switch to the left leg. So again, you pull your thigh forwards and then extend your leg behind you. And again, keeping the pelvis stable. Begin now. So your spine is long here, so just keep the gaze towards the ground, lengthening out through the crown of your head. And again, watching that you're not rounding into the lower back as you pull forward or dropping the navel as you take your leg back. We're halfway there. Three, 2, 1. Lower your knee down. You can shake out through the wrists if you need to. Okay, I'm going to turn around so you can see this. So again, starting on the right leg, you're going to take your leg out to the side. So keeping it at a 90-degree angle, knee straight down, and then you're just lifting out to the side, any amount that feels comfortable for you. Just watch that you're not popping out again through the left side. Okay, begin now. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knee down. Just pause. Okay, we come onto the left side. So again, there's some stabilization that's happening in the outer right hip to hold you in this position so you're not popping too much out to the right. Okay, and then you're lifting your left leg out to the side, any amount that feels comfortable for you. And you lift and lower, just hovering it above the ground each time. Okay, begin. We're about halfway there. And moving your leg with control, so you're not just letting it fall back to the ground. Okay, finish and lower your knee down. Come on to your back. We'll come into bridge pose. So feet are about hip width distance apart, drawing your heels towards your buttock. And then we're going to be lifting up, hovering your hips above the ground, and then you'll lift right leg up, left leg, kind of marching. And as you lift the opposite leg, push down into the other leg. Okay, let's begin. So you're pushing down into that grounded leg so you can start to feel it into your glute, into the back of your leg. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work, guys. And thanks for joining me.